In today's tutorial, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step walkthrough on how to use Replit.com, the very best AI automation builder to pretty much build anything. I'm going to show you what are the right plans to take advantage of, how to navigate through the platform, and how to use parallel tasks to build many different things at once. And by the end of this very quick tutorial, you'll have all the knowledge you know to pretty much build your first app or site or whatever you want. So let's dive in. Over the past 3 to 4 months, we've been doing a lot of Replit builds for our clients. And in order to be able to do that, we've had to build out a lot of resources to make things easier for us and for them when building with Replit. So if you go to zackderis.com/Replit, there are a whole bunch of great resources for you. There's a sign up link where you can get your first $10 free of charge. There's a prompt maker for ChatGPT and for Claude because Replit is integrated with both. So it just makes it easier to navigate through the LLMs that you normally use. There's a step-by-step workflow. A debugging guide is also going to be in there, and there's a couple of video tutorials. So feel free at any point to click the link in the description below, which is zackderis.com/Replit, and you can take advantage of the free resources that I put in there. To get started, you can click the sign up link in the zackderis.com/Replit section that I just spoke about, or you can just go to replit.com. And this is the first thing that you're going to be presented with. It's the basic preview of how the platform works. If you do type anything in here, it is going to prompt you to go ahead and sign up. And once you've signed up, whatever you've already typed in, it will be reserved. So you're not going to lose any of them. It really is everything that you need to be able to build anything. Because as they say themselves, creativity does run on Replit. You can build anything, especially with their new Agent 4. It's the most powerful model that they've ever created. It moves so much faster. You're able to build many different things at once. And it's helped us build about 7 completely different platforms, and 4 of them are making money at the moment. So I'm really, really, really happy with it. One thing everyone is always going to question when it comes to AI tools is the pricing, right? So there are a couple of different options that you can go on. I'm on the Replit Pro account because I just need uncapped. I need absolutely everything to be able to build anything because I'm constantly thinking of new ways that I can make money via my builds on Replit. So I'm just gone Pro, and I just want to make sure I don't have any caps. If you do want to get started, just to play around, you can start on the core version. And if you are a large organization, do get in contact with sales and discuss the enterprise plans. Now, you can change the quantity of credits that you get per month. There are details on the site, so it breaks down how credits work. But one thing that I've personally found that does work well is after I've completely maxed out my credit usage, I have the option to do a pay-as-you-go model. So I'm not going to buy a bulk sum of credits again. I can just do $2 or $3 worth of spend and only be billed for that. So that's a really nice feature that they have. So after you've chosen the plan that you want to start on, this is going to be the workspace that you're presented with. You can see the prompter that allows you to type whatever in to start building, or you can choose some of the preset options for building a website or a mobile app, or slides, 3D games, designs, data visualizations, spreadsheets, documents, whatever you want. I always recommend to people to hit that plan option so you can start strategizing and ideating before you start building, the same way you have a in-depth strategy conversation with Claude or ChatGPT. So make sure you do that. To access your projects, you can click this project tab over here and it will give you a full breakdown of everything. Or alternatively, on the landing page where you can go ahead and prompt, just scroll down and you can see your most recent projects and click view all, and that will take you straight to that project tab. Your published projects that are actually live are going to live right over here. If you need to integrate anything, or if you have integrated with anything, that will live under the integration tab. You can just search for whatever thing you want to integrate with and it will break everything down. They have a very comprehensive MCP and integration list. So make sure if you're a pro builder, you're going through all of these things and connecting with the right platforms that you need to. Workspace usage is important to keep an eye on, just so you don't burn through your credits so quickly. In the past day, I've only used $1.76. By the end of this, by the end of this tutorial, I'll probably spend a couple more dollars just basically showing you a couple of things. Security is automatically done for me through the builds that I have. I speak to my agent within my builds and I ask it specifically to make sure everything is up to date, make sure everything doesn't have any security breaches or anything like that whatsoever. It's been a couple of days since I I have done that. So I do know I need to click this fix with agent button on these 5 things that it's identified as certain vulnerabilities. You can click here and see what the vulnerabilities are. I know exactly what these are. These are new image assets that I'm building. So because I haven't completely finalized them, it's identified them as vulnerabilities. So not really anything you need to be concerned with, but still, you know, it doesn't cost money and you can just go ahead and just fix it. And you don't need to hire like a big security IT team to take care of your builds, which is great. Billing. Over here, you'll be able to see what plan you're on. You can upgrade your plan. You can change your payment information. And very rarely, some people may need to cancel their subscription. This is how you do that. Don't do it. Build with this for the rest of your life. It's the only platform you're going to need when it comes to building with AI. You'll see very shortly why. If you need to add any team members, you click on account seats. If you want to view the usage that you've been doing on your platform, you can go ahead and click account usage. You can also purchase credit packs. And one thing I really like about Replit is it has the option, and it will prompt you about this, that once you've burned through your credits that you've purchased, you have the option to go as pay as you go. So you only pay for the $1 or $2 that you're spending for whatever you're building. So that's also a nice option as well. There are some more advanced for your more technical people. You can go ahead and click on advanced and work your way through the different advanced options there. You can customize your profile, you can personalize it. And also if you have a decent sized audience and you do build with Replit, I recommend getting yourself your own affiliate link and promote it because you get free credits whenever someone signs up. So go ahead and do that. And you also, they do have partnerships with other businesses, so you can get some perks through here as well, which is pretty nice. So now you know how to navigate through Replit, what pricing and plans to use and how to use the platform. I'm going to show you really quickly how to make a replica of school.com. It's a platform that I use a lot by myself, building communities. So I just thought this would be a great example to use. You can use the prompts and examples that we're going to showcase right now to build absolutely anything. So very first thing is go to the website that you want to take inspiration from. In this case, it's school.com, copy the URL, and then jump over to Claude. First thing that you want to do is copy the prompt that I've shared in the description of this video, jump over to Claude and paste in the prompt, and then you can customize it so it's suitable for whatever website you want to take inspiration from. In this case, as I mentioned, we're going to use school. So I'm just going to say, I want you to make my own version of school.com using Replit. I need you to conduct some deep research, scrape everything you can find about the platform school.com, and then develop a very comprehensive prompt that I can copy paste into Replit. We're not plagiarizing. We're just going to use this as inspiration to build our own version of school. Now, that will pretty much suffice for the majority of builds that people are going to do. However, I've also included an optional prompts that can be used on more technical builds. In this particular scenario, school has got several key elements from the landing page, the login portals for builders, for members, a backend portal for the developer, a customer service portal, Stripe integration, and affiliate portal as well. So it's very important that you let Claude know this. So when it's doing its research and building out its prompt for you, that it covers all the elements that you want it to cover. And just like that, we have our prompt. As I mentioned, you can use that prompt to pretty much build anything that you want. I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and just to show you how comprehensive this is, I'm just going to start scrolling. It has absolutely everything in here, just based on a few lines that I wrote. We're back in Replit. We've copied our prompt from Claude. All we're going to do is click in the prompter, paste, and then you'll see it has basically copied the whole thing as a text file rather than putting all the text in there. And we're just going to go ahead and hit start. Because we've already got the prompt, we don't need to use the plan feature that I mentioned earlier. And there we go. It's going to take a minute. It's going to analyze the full prompts that we put together, and you'll see it's going to start doing its work, which is pretty cool. And just like that, in less than 23 minutes, the platform has been built. I have made a couple of tweaks, which I'm going to walk you through. But the first thing which absolutely everybody should do when they are going through their Replit builds is not to ignore the text that they see on the left-hand side. This is the process. This is absolutely everything that Agent 4 has done when building out your platform. And if you take your time to read through it, you'll be able to fully understand what you can tweak if any tweaks are required. So it built out the landing page. It made sure the URL is correct. It addressed any issues. It built everything in the front end, which is 25 pages from the landing page, the hero, the features, absolutely everything, which you can basically see over here. And then it did a review of the code, which is great. It created a couple of email accounts for us to go through. This just cost about $10 to create all of that, which is fantastic. I then asked it to give me all the login details I then noticed that it didn't create a login detail for the developer for the backend. It explained why it didn't do it. Then I asked it to go ahead and do that. We're going to sign into those in a minute so you can see. So I've pulled everything off over here and I've just saved it on a notepad for now. But before we log in, let me just log out so you can see what it looks like to a previewer to the customer. So this is the landing page right over here. There's a browse tab where it can see the communities that I built out. It's even got categories, which is great. Keep in mind, this was a super quick build. If I want to create more communities or publish this site live, I can just go ahead, log in, sign up, and create a community, and it will auto populate in the discovery dashboard, which is fantastic. At the very bottom, it's got a nice clean footer, which is great. That's what I want. And then if we were to go to the pricing tab, it shows you this is a hobby tab, which is free. Anyone can join for free. And then there's a pro plan that gives you absolutely everything from paid members, payouts, member analytics, customized branding, priority support, and so forth, which is great. To begin with, let's see what it looks like for a builder. So I'm going to copy a community owner's email address. All the passwords just for now are default. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. Then I'll grab the password and we'll sign in. This is the builder's view. So it can show an overview of how many members they have, the amount of posts, the amount of courses that they've created, and how many events they've got going on. If they want to build a new community, they can just go ahead and click new community, and they can start building out and customizing it in any way that they want. I'm smiling because this literally took 23 minutes and it's pretty comprehensive. When you click browse all, it can also show you the communities that that individual can have access to, because even though they are a builder, they can also join communities themselves, which is very useful. They can see their calendar, so any upcoming events that they have within their community, because they're a pro member. If they have any support that they need, they can just go ahead here, sorry, like I'm pretty impressed. Click new ticket and they can go ahead and create a ticket. I'm going to create one so we can see from the admin panel what that's going to look like. Help. Where do I access payouts? Cool. And then we'll go here, billing, and then put this as high priority and open the ticket. That ticket has been created by Maya. And once we log into admin in a minute, you'll be able to see that ticket and we can address it. In settings, we can update the profile. I can see there isn't an option to add a profile picture. So I'm just going to make a note of this on my parallel task, which we'll do shortly as well. Parallel task. Create an image upload for profile pictures for all users, which will live on the settings tab. I'll copy that shortly and we'll go ahead and create that in a parallel task. So that's pretty cool. Let's just have a look at the overview again. And that's great. I would probably want to see a revenue button here, which we'll probably build in a minute. And that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at support agent. So let's copy support agent right over here. Let's log out of this. I love how fast it is. And let's type in the password. Maybe because I haven't published it live, that support ticket won't come through, but let's see. There we go. It did come through. Fantastic. So right over here, because this is a specific email and backend that I created just for customer service. So you can filter by anything that's open, anything that's pending or resolved. So let's just go to all. And then we can see Maya. This one was just created. That shows you when it was created. And then we can answer the ticket and then even add the link, whatever you want, and then we can go ahead and send this. And then once we go back into Maya, you'll be able to see she has a response in her tickets tab, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and log out of this and have a look at the admin panel. Log in. No code, by the way. Like, we didn't code anything. Claude wrote the prompt, and this was all built by Replit's Agent 4, which is just phenomenal. So anyone can build with Replit. So let's have a look at this. This is the admin panel. This is for the founder of the platform. So me, in this instance, it shows you who signed up, total amount of users that we have, how many builders, so how many individuals that have created communities, how many communities. The reason why this is individual is because one builder can build many communities. So there we go. Total amount of tickets that we have, the amount of posts that have been created, how many courses within communities have been created, events, and if anyone has been suspended, which is great that we haven't had anyone suspended, but it's great that you can see that. We can suspend any users on the user tab. We can go ahead and change their roles, which is great. We can have a full overview of all the communities that have been created. And I do like the fact that you have full control of what the communities can be done. Because if anyone ever breaches anything, especially if you're going to have a public platform like this, you'll be able to suspend it within a click. And even though you're not customer service, as an admin, as the owner of the business, you should be able to have a full overview of all the tickets anyway, because you need to know what's going on within your community, within your platform. So that's great. I love that. Let's have a look from a customer perspective. So a subscriber, let's log out and let's log in under the demo account and see what they see. So this isn't necessarily a builder. This is just a customer of a community. So these are the communities that they've subscribed to. This is beautiful. This is all the recent activity. This is all the events that they have that are coming up. They can go ahead and tap into any of the communities. They can find new communities. They can contact support as well. Like, I can't change my email address. What do I do? I tried changing my email. It doesn't work. Boom. And then calendar or all their events. And they also have the option, because anyone can, to go ahead and start a community. So they can click this button and they can build out a community, which is really cool. So far, so good. This is very, very, very smooth. What I want to do is start showing you how to create many different tasks that are going to run and edit at exactly the same time. To do that, we've got the main version of Replit of our project, which is this circle that you have over here. I can also click this plus sign to create a new tasks. And there's 3 tasks that I'm going to create simultaneously. The first one, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the prompt. I'm going to paste it over here for you all to see. On the admin panel and on the builder panel, there should be a revenue tab. This tab will allow the admin or community owner to see a total amount of revenue made, active members, churned members, and allow them to issue refunds, issue revenue, well done, Zach, issue refunds, and manage affiliate payouts. For the admin revenue tab, they should be able to see the amount of money made from communities and the amount of money made they make from the members also, because 2% of every subscription from a member to a community goes to the platform, which is us. I'm going to go ahead and send this. It's going to make a plan for this, and it's going to ask me for my permission to execute on that plan. While that's being generated, I'm going to go ahead and open up another parallel task. That other parallel task that I want to do is changing the logo to a bright orange logo. So this logo that you see over here, and therefore updating the branding a little to reflect this. But we still want the plain and simple theme of like the white or cream color that you see, with just hints of orange where it's suitable. Let's go ahead and launch this plan. And then finally, the task that we created as we were reviewing is that we noticed in the admin settings for any user, there isn't an option to add a profile picture, which these tiny accents really make a difference to the user journey. So we're going to click that plus sign again, create an image upload option for profile pictures for all users, which will live on the settings tabs for each user. Cool. And let's go ahead and launch this. So all of those 3 tasks have been created. Let's have a look at the first one. Agent has a question for you. So this was for the big task. Right now, the app tracks community pricing, but has no real payment processor or subscription records. How should the revenue tab be handled? Build it on internal subscriptions, payment, refund, affiliate tabs, track everything in our own database, integrate Stripe, start with assimilated C data to demo the UI, wire up the logic later. I would do Stripe, but that's a little bit more technical for this demonstration. So I'm just going to do build it. It's faster and self-contained. So I'm going to hit next. For affiliate payouts, do affiliates already exist as a concept in your plan? So we want to design the affiliates from scratch. So there we go. So it's going to start building that. Let's have a look at the other task. It's insane that we can do so many different things at once. The plan has been created for the profile picture. That was quick, so it's going to go ahead and start building that. And then for the final project, out of the 3, let's have a look. Yeah, we're designing the affiliates from scratch, profile picture, and now branding. Let's start building that branding. And that's done. So we're going to sit back, pretty much go grab a coffee while this stuff is being done, and come back and show you the updates. Very cool. Okay, so 2 out of the 3 tasks have already been completed. First task that is finished is the profile picture that we requested. So that's done. We can now click on this button, upload a profile picture. Very important. Always make sure you click apply changes to main version, because otherwise it's just going to sit in a parallel task and it isn't going to be published on the main publishable site. So there we go. That's done. So we don't need to do that. And then we can do that as well. So we can click that. The other one, I mean, sure, we can start that too. That's fine. Next task that has been completed is the branding. Let's have a look at the branding. And yeah, it did exactly what we asked for. It updated the logo to orange and it made some orange accents on places where it makes sense. So I really like that. That was nice and smooth, even over here. It really pays attention and it understands what you want. So we can go ahead and just give it one last preview. Nothing else we want to change over here. We can apply changes to the main version, which is great. And that's now been done. Let's just check the progress on the final project, the final parallel task, which was the revenue tab. And just like that, we now have a revenue tab. So on the back end of the admin panel, we click on revenue. We can see the gross revenue, the platform revenue, active subscriptions, any subscriptions that have been churned. You'll see once you start making money, there'll be a dashboard and an affiliate payout and any recent payments as well, which is great. So Replit did a fantastic job, it's safe to say. For anyone who wants to have an overview of what tasks have been done, on the dashboard on the left-hand side, you can open the task board, and this will show you everything that's active, anything that's ready to be processed, so ones that will ask you for permission, and then anything that has been done, which is great. So as I said, this wants my permission on something. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the main version, and that's it. It's now done. Once that has been complete, the only other thing that I want to do is go ahead and publish my site. So once this has been done and I can see this isn't working anymore, I can close this. I can hit publish, and then I can choose what the domain is going to be. I'll just keep it as it is, or maybe I'll tweak it. Learning Hive. Not a bad name, by the way. Claude came up with that. And then we can publish this. And that's it. It's done. It's now live. I'll put a link to this in the description so you can go check out the live version yourself. Feel free to create an account. It isn't payment gated. I'm probably not going to launch this. This was just a demonstration, mainly to show you how to build anything with Replit and how to use parallel tasks. But it really is as easy as that. With Claude and Replit, you can do anything. There's one more thing that I do want to show you. What do you do when you have a project that's already live, but you're a couple weeks into the project or platform, wherever it is, and you want to make an update? At the very beginning of this tutorial, you had a look at my resources page that I built on zackderis.com, the website that I created with Replit. Right now, I'm going to show you step by step how I can add new resources with just one very simple prompt. Here we go. First thing that you want to do is go over to Replit, pick the projects that you want to edit, which in this case is going to be the website. And then on the main version, I can just go ahead and paste the prompt, which is we need to add 2 new resources to the Replit section in /resources and also /Replit, because I have the resources available on 2 landing pages. Both are videos. The first title is how to build a website in 6 minutes. The subtext is a step-by-step breakdown of how I built the website, and here's the link. And then the title, the subtext, and the link for the other one. I'm just going to go ahead and hit send. And because of the fact that I've done this several times, it knows exactly what to do for me. It understands what the mission is. So it isn't going to take very long whatsoever, and it's going to create 2 new video resources on both the resources tab in the Replit section and in the dedicated Replit resources. And just like that, it's done. It said to me it's created it in both of the sections that I requested. And now it's prompting me to publish so I can go ahead and see it live. So I'm going to hit this republish button in the publishing tab on my preview section. It's going to provision, security scan, build, bundle, promote. Those are the 5 phases it needs to go through to be able to publish it. It only takes about 30 seconds for it to be able to do it. And then I'm going to show you the live comparison of the 2. Prior to adding the 2 new videos on the Replit and the resources section of my website, we had 4 resources on here, which was sign up to Replit, my ChatGPT prompt maker, my Claude prompt maker, and a step-by-step workflow that anyone can utilize. Now that we've published the 2 new editions, you'll be able to see there'll be 2 new resources in here, which is going to be both videos. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, we now have our 2 new video resources in our Replit resource library within our website. We've got video 1 and video 2. Creativity really does run on Replit. So go ahead, get yourself set up, start building. And if you have any questions, use the comments below. I'll be checking them periodically every single day. And don't forget to use the resources to fast track your builds with Replit. See you soon. Bye.